Assalamu alaikum. I'm sure that if you were to choose between real gold and fake gold, you're going to want the real gold. Allah Ta'ala has granted us real iman. So we must protect this valuable treasure by learning what Allah Ta'ala commands of us. So we're reading about the life of our Prophet, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Before I continue, I want to again read from the book, Ethics of Islam. If a person whose actions and words are intended for hypocrisy possesses religious knowledge, he is called a hypocrite, a munafiq. If he does not possess religious knowledge, he is called a religious fanatic. And any enemy of Islam does not possess scientific knowledge, but introduces himself as such in order to preach his own ideas as scientific knowledge for the purpose of deceiving Muslims and undermining their beliefs and religion, is called a sham scientist, a zindiq. Muslims should distrust both these types of people. Let us continue. The Master of the Worlds was greatly saddened. Now the Islamic army was in crossfire in the north and in the west. There were polytheist armies in the southeast. There were Jews. Our Master Rasulullah sent Hadrat Zubair bin Awam to the fort of the sons of Qurayza. Hadrat Zubair went there and learned the situation. When he came, he told about what he saw. O Rasulullah, I saw them repairing their fort, making military training and maneuvers. Also, they were collecting their animals. Upon this, our Master, Habib Ikram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, sent Sa'd bin Mu'az, Sa'd bin Ubadah, Havrat bin Zubair, Amir bin Auf, Abdullah bin Rahwa to the sons of Qurayza to advise and to renew the treaty. These 5 companions went to the fort of the Qurayza Jews and advised them. However, the advice did not work. The Jews began to insult them. As a final word, they said, "We have broken our arms and wings by expelling our brothers, the sons of Nader, from their lands. Who is Muhammad? There is neither a promise nor a treaty between him and us. We have made an oath to collectively attack on your prophet and kill him. Certainly we will be back of our brothers and help them." Hadrat Sa'd bin Mu'az and his friends came to the presence of our Master Rasulullah and told about the situation inexplicitly so that not everyone would understand. Our Master the Prophet ﷺ said, "Keep your news secret. Tell it to only those who know already, because war is a measure of trick." The Ashab Ikram on their side of the trench were waiting for our Master the Prophet. They wondered what they would do. After a short while, the Sultan of the Worlds honored the place where his heroic companions were. He said takbirs, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Hearing this, the glorious Sahibis said takbir collectively and announced the highness of the blessed name of Janab Haq. They injected fear to the hearts of the polytheists who crowded the other side of the trench. The polytheists, when they heard the takbir, said, probably rejoicing news came to Muhammad and his Ashab. Our Master the Prophet told his Ashab, O Muslim community, be joyful with the conquest and help by Allah Ta'ala. Thus he gave the good news that they would be victorious. The glorious Ashab were present in many military expeditions. They had joined the holy battles of Badr and Uhud so far. They had defeated the polytheists who were in large numbers and more powerful with the permission of Alaihissalam and the benediction of our Master the Prophet's invocation. As long as the crown of the creatures was with them, there could not be an impossible task, an unendurable difficulty. The weather was cold, the shortage was severe, and the hunger was great. Including our Master, the Prophet, many of them tied stones on their blessed abdomens. Against them there were innumerable enemies. However, for the glorious Ashab, the number of the enemy or the endured difficulties had no importance. Allah Ta'ala was the most beautiful helper. They depended on Him. They counted on Him, and they took refuge to Him. The prominent commanders of the Quraysh and the chiefs of other tribes which came with the Quraysh, before making a decision to arrange the all-out attack, began to search for a place where they could pass to the other side of the trench. They walked all along the trench. Finally, they stopped where the trench had not been completed due to the lack of time. The polytheist soldiers followed their commanders. They were amazed. They looked at the trench and the glorious Ashab. They said, "We swear that this is not a method which Arabs use." Certainly that Persian man recommended it. When the Quraysh commanders, showing the narrowest part of the trench, asked, "Who can jump over here and pass to the other side?" 5 horsemen went forward. They would pass over to the other side to fight face to face. The glorious Ashab-i-Kiram and the polytheist soldiers began to watch the actions of these 5 horsemen with curiosity. They moved back to gain speed. Then they turned the heads of their horses towards the narrowest part of the trench. At full gallop, these 5 thoroughbred horses succeeded in reaching the other side with one jump. Many horsemen wanted to follow them. However, they could not succeed, and they stayed on the other side of the trench. There was a very strong man named Amir bin Abd among those that passed over. He was in full armor. He had a majestic look. This man, who caused fear by his appearance, shouted at the mujahids, "If there is anyone who can combat me, let him come to the battlefield." Wa alaikum salam.